Okay, welcome to Lean. How we can use Lean to improve our RCM. So we have started discussing on how to implement Lean in the denial series. Okay, so in that we started working on different terms. Okay, see for example, what is our Lean based? Okay, the 7 ways. That's a principle. Based on the 7 ways, okay, how we are going to improve our RCM. That's what we discussed, and we discussed about the pre-billing audit workflow. Overall, didn't attended this. I already added that in the channel. Okay, you can check that in the YouTube as well as in the LinkedIn. We already posted that one. Okay, and now what we are going to do here is we are going to start that the well-known denial. Right, everyone know about the eligibility. Right, so we are 100% sure what is the eligibility denial, and now we are going to discuss how we can implement lean in the eligibility denial. That's what we are going to see now. Okay, if you see here, see what we are trying to get at is most of the encounter, right? We are getting from the charge entry. Previously, we used to enter the charges. Now, what is happening here is most of the count, okay, it's not a charge entry, but we used to get it as a like a edit, right? We will do only the edit process. That's what we are used to get there. So in that scenario, what we are trying to do, okay, so how we are going to avoid this kind of the eligibility denial? So what we used to do when we get the claim, and then we will go back and then build the claim. Okay, once we build the claim, we will get a denial for eligibility. And then what we will do, we will check the eligibility, available resources, we will check, and then see that what is the problem. Okay, how we are getting a denial here. And if I get anything related to the correct insurances, I'm going to bill the claim. If not, I'll bill the patient. Okay, this is what our general process, right? What we are doing. So how we can implement lean here to avoid these kind of denial. That's what our topic today. Okay, so before going there, so this is a process, right? When you're giving any one input and when you get an output, that's called the process, right? So for example, my denied claim is my input and my output should be the payment, right? Nothing should process. If you consider the same thing for your charges, for example, I'm entering charge and charge is getting processed by the insurance company and I should get a payment, right? I should not get a denial over there. Okay, that is the problem here, right? How we can avoid this? That's what the discussion point. See, how we can do that is, see, for example, here is the challenge, right? When the claim is getting an appointment, right? Appointment itself, we have to start working on it, right? When the patient is coming for an appointment scheduled, we have to check the eligibility and we have to see that whether the patient has an active insurance or an inactive insurance. If a patient has active insurance, you know very well what need to be done and you can bill the claim and then the claim will go on and get a payment. When the patient is inactive, here itself, we can make that as a self-pay patient and then we can close here, right? See, for example, I'm billing a claim, even I'm getting a denial for eligibility in the scenarios. What do we need to do? We are checking the eligibility through website. But when I get the response, what do you need to do? This is a very important part in the lead, right? How we are going to give the feedback loop, right? Give the feedback to the front desk people and then collect correct insurance info, right? If they started correcting the correct insurance info, we don't get any problem, right? The claim will get paid off. If it is not there, we are going to bill the patient. That's what the general scenario. So here, what we are trying to do before we get a denial, we want to implement this particular training to the front desk people. And second one, we are going to check the real-time eligibility. So sometimes you may ask, right? My project does not have a real-time eligibility. In that scenario, what I should do? So in that particular scenario, do analysis of your eligibility denial for 3 months or 6 months. Understand which location you are getting this kind of problem. See, mostly your Medicare and MCO will be the problem. They didn't understand where to bill. Okay, that we can sort it out here. So you go back and then do the eligibility check only for that particular location so that you can avoid. And one more point which I want to highlight here is, see, if you consider these are all the codes which is relevant to your eligibility denial. See, if you look into, we have around, okay, the huge number of denial is sitting for eligibility. Okay, we have around 25 different denial codes. Okay, so if you consider, okay, how I categorize this is my denial classification will be completely eligibility and the subcategory will be the different categories. So I'll go one by one so that we know that what we are discussing. See, the code is 24. Okay, when the claim is denied as CO24, it is a capitation. Means what? It is a MCO plan, right? Patient has a different MCO. So you have to bill there. And second one, if it is coming to the next denial, okay, this is a denial, which is also related to eligibility. Here, the demo or patient responsibility is going to sit here, right? So you can go ahead and then mark that one, what we are going to take action for this. And these are all general eligibility denial. Okay, there is a incorrect number, okay, covered by another payer. Okay, these are all the scenarios which you can easily check, right? 22, who will deny 22? It's a secondary claim denied 22, right? We will go back and then check the eligibility and then file the claim to the right insurance. So there's a next category. And then if you go back, some of the account will sit under the hospice, right? You guys know what is hospice, right? Hospice is a terminal ill disease which is covered only by Medicare, right? For example, patient has a 8NAV, 8NAV will get terminated and the patient will have only eligible with Medicare. This is a hospice. So you should know when the patient enrolled in hospice insurance and you have to bill your claim to Medicare. This is a hospice. It's related to Medicare. And the same way, the liability is nothing but your auto insurances, right? This is related to your auto insurance. It may be automobile or it may be a WC claims. Okay, this is eligibility related liability. Okay, and the second next category is eligibility and benefit. This is also related to eligibility. This is a general eligibility criteria, lifetime benefit max, or these kind of scenarios. Usually, we will call it as a max ben. I'm trying to add that into the eligibility and benefit criteria here, right? And the next one is incorrect plan build. Okay, this some problem in this, right? See, for example, Cigna. Okay, you have to bill it to IPA, right? Cigna also started now IPAs. Instead of billing the correct IPA, if you're billing to some other IPA, your claim will get denied. They will say that the patient is not billed correctly. So you have to go back and then bill to the correct insurance. And there's a patient identity. So we are not billing to the right ID number. Okay, that is the next problem here. And sometime what happened, no, the patient did not pay the premium. Okay, that is also get denied, saying that premium not paid. So that means patient is not eligible. Once the premium is paid, the insurance will cover it again. Okay, this is the next scenario. And I'm adding this particular sheet in the presentation and I'll put it in the LinkedIn as well as in the YouTube. You can go ahead and then check it. This also the same one, B11. You have to bill it to the correct payer. So you can see the description here and what need to be done. Also, I didn't given this majority of the thing because your project may differ. This is a basic information, right? From here, you can start adding so that the dictionary will be perfect for you, what action you need to take. Okay, and the next one is, yeah, spend down. Okay, so I don't know how many people come across the spend down. Okay, spend down is a Medicaid plan. Okay, the patient may show that the patient is active for that Medicaid, but when you bill, you will get a spend down denial, right? That means what? The patient has to spend. See, for example, I am eligible for Medicaid after I spend $150 in a year. Like that, they will fix it. Say after $150 I paid, I have to submit my bills to the Medicaid. Then only your spend down will start, right? These are all the very old scenarios. I just don't want to miss anything. I just added everything here. On the same way, WC is not responsible. The problem is I would have been billed the claim to WC and I get a denial from WC saying that I'm not responsible, bill it to your payer, right? That's the way they are going to bill and they are going to reject your claim. So these are all some of the areas where we are going to get these kind of eligibility related denials. So we have different 25 or totally, if you consider all the eligibility, we have the huge number of denials and the how to use this particular Excel sheet. See, you can categorize that denial classification and the denial subcategory. Okay, if you can go by the subcategory, this will give a clarity how we are going to do. See, working on denial is not a big challenge, right? The problem here is how we are going to fix the denial. That's the way we need to think of. That would be helpful for you guys. Okay, I'll post this in the LinkedIn as well as in the YouTube channel. You can go ahead and then look into and then share it to your friends and then who are all need this information and then you can share it. Yeah. If any question, you can ask. Are you not able to see the Excel sheet? Okay, 1 second. Let me share it again. Can you see this, right? So from here, you're saying you're not able to see. Can you see the Excel now?
No, Rajesh.
Not yet. Okay.
No.
1 second.
Yeah.
Okay, let me know if you're able to see this now.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Sorry. Okay. Without asking you, I just proceeded. Okay. So this is the Excel what I'm talking about. What I did is now confirm. Are you able to see my PPT here?
Yeah.
In the PPT, I embedded here. Okay. This is the Excel. That Excel only I'm opening and then I'm discussing on. So if you consider this is what we discussed. These are all eligible related. So overall, we have around 112 because it have a lot of duplication. See, for example, if you consider 19, ILA 219, CO19, OA19, PR19, like that, there will be a duplication. So the number will not be exactly right. So you can go out and then confirm. See, now what I discussed is go with the category, right? This is what we discussed. See, if you how to use this Excel, that's what I'm trying to explain to you. See, for example, I got all the codes are related to eligibility. If you give it to your team or you are going to work on this particular eligibility, it will not going to give any meaning saying that everything is eligibility to that. So in that scenario, what I need to do, say for example, you give a subcategory. Okay, in that subcategory, for example, if it is a capitation related, it is a 24 is related to capitation, right? What is capitation? Patient is enrolled in your MCO plan. That's a capitation. Mainly your Medicare MCO will consider that as a capitation. Okay. And the same way, if you come to the demo or patient responsibility, what all the categories are coming in this particular segment? That's what I'm trying to give you the detail. Okay. So if you consider eligibility and eligibility benefits, both will be the same. Okay, I'll go one by one. Okay. Eligibility, it's a general eligibility denial. Okay. This 22, which is denied by your the secondary claim, right? The secondary will say that it's incorrectly billed. Okay. Primary, we have to finalize or we have to work on this particular eligibility. Like that, you have a different course here for eligibility. And the next one is the hospice, right? The hospice is, as I told you, this related to your Medicare, right? This is a hospice. Hospice will be denied for this particular code. That's a B9 code related to. Okay, this code may be CO, may be PI. Okay, this is a combination of codes. This will be hospice. So what do you need to do? Check the eligibility and bill it to the Medicare. That's what we need to do here. And the same way, liability. Liability is nothing but your WCR auto insurances. Okay, that's a liability. The same thing, the WC will say that I'm not responsible, right? Say, for example, you may bill to the WC. They'll come back and say that I'm not responsible. The code is P2, right? So here in that scenario, we have to bill it to the payer, not to the WC. So this will give you the clarity how we can use this and how we are going to bill it to the correct insurance. So I'll go back to the incorrect bill claim. See, for example, 8 we have a different plan. Okay, instead of PPO, you would have been billed to HMO. Like that, the Cigna, okay, instead of billing to one particular IPA, I would have been billed to different IPA. These are all the plan which is getting denied for a 270 denial. Okay, and the same way, which is a patient identity, you know very well the ID number is mismatched. Okay, it's not right. These are all I just categorize into the patient identity category. And here is right. So premium not paid. The patient didn't pay the premium, so they're not active there. So this scenario is very peculiar. If the patient paid a premium, then it will become active. Even the backdated, it will get active. Okay, that is one. And this send to the correct insurance. If, for example, sometime what happened, you are billing to one particular BCBS, right? And they will send it to the home plan. Okay, this also we'll consider that as a eligibility related to that. Why? Next time we can bill it to the correct insurance. So these are all need some billing work. We have to go back and then work on the billing, right? For this particular patient, which state I need to bill, right? If it is you are working in the lab, that is a different. We are which referring doctor is billing referring you that state you need to bill. A lot of rules are there in the lab billing, right? And the same way, the spend down. This is what I discussed. See that before the patient become eligible for Medicaid, they have to spend some amount related to medical expenses and they have to submit a bill, then only they will be eligible for Medicaid, right? Say, for example, the spend down amount is maybe $150. Okay, if I spend $150 into Medicare or medical bills, okay, medical related expenses. I have to produce that bill to Medicaid office, then the spend down will be converted into active insurance. You know very well, right? Medicaid is a 30 days insurance. It will not go beyond that. So this is the spend down will be helpful. And the last one we already discussed was a WC, right? What is a WC is not responsible. Okay, this is what I thought of covering today. So I'm making very small videos, so I don't want to increase the time. Okay, so I just close my recording, and then if you have guys have any question, I'm ready to answer it.